All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming. Welcome to the State of the City 2023. Let's give it up. My name is Tim Quinn. I'm the CEO of the Greater Stockton Chamber of Commerce, and I would like to welcome you here to the Port of Stockton. I would like to thank the Port of Stockton for hosting us again this year and for everything they do for the community, their economic vitality, and everything they do for all of the people of the community and make this a wonderful place to live. So we really appreciate their partnership and everything they do. With that, I will turn it over to our Chamber President, Kay Rustaller, to start the program. Kay, come on up.
Thank you. Wow, such a social group, 800 of our friends. Thank you for being here. And I would like to introduce you to Pastor Trina Turner from Victory and Praise Church for our invocation.
Thank you, Kay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. We're going to now go into prayer, and I'll be praying in my prayer tradition on this afternoon. Heavenly Father, we love you, and we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity. Lord, I thank you for the city of Stockton, and that many of us are blessed with the privilege of living here. I thank you that by placing us here, that you have assigned us to morally and spiritually steward the place where we live. So today we stand in spiritual authority to declare this a godly city where righteousness prevails. Father God, I pray for every leader at every level within this city, according to 1 Timothy 2:1 and 2. I pray for Mayor Kevin Lincoln, even as he prepares to deliver his address today. I pray for Vice Mayor Wormsley, every city council member, our city manager, Mr. Black, our county boards of supervisors, and all others in authority. I pray that they would rule justly and with godly wisdom. I pray for strength and blessings for each and every one of them. Father God, I pray for the protection and a covering over our Stockton Police Chief McFadden, the San Joaquin County Sheriff Withrow, and all of the various law enforcement that touches the citizens of this community. And I pray that they serve with the utmost level of integrity and care for the whole of our city. God, give them grace to bring truth, justice, and stability to our region. I pray for those within our court systems. Give them power, God, to do what is right and to rule in consistent fairness. May our city be known for its justice. I pray for the city, Stockton Port commissioners and director, for our various chambers, our clergy leaders, and for every denominational background and sect, for business leaders and educators, healthcare providers, and all those that continuously fight and labor for Stockton to achieve its stated principles, targets, and priority goals. God, I command the spirit of economic decline, poverty, violence, anger, hate, and all other wrong spirits to leave our city in Jesus' name. I bind every foul spirit that's affecting this city and command them to stop in their maneuvers and cease and desist in their actions. I plead your covering over this city and declare angels encamped around us here. God, let your love permeate every part of this city and break through every area of division and darkness. And now, Father, bless this program and our time here today. Bless and sanctify the soon coming meal. God, we thank you. We thank you for hearing the prayers that are prayed in this place. Thank you for being a faithful God to this city. Father, you're called by many names, but I call you and I ask all of this in the name of Jesus. And Father, I have a PS request, if you can cool it down for the people in the building that's hot. We will continue to give your name all glory and honor, and the people that would said amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Trina. And you know, we do have EMS in the house if we need them. I would ask you to please stand and stay standing for the presentation of the colors and the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem. Joining us to present the flags, including their veterans organizations, are Honor Guard Captain Herman Owens and former honor guard Captain Bob Appler from VFW Lynetta Post 52. From the DAV, Finance Officer Andy Whitehead, and Bill Oslin, Chaplain from the Al Jordan Chapter 15. And also Commander Michael Emerson, American Vets, and Joey Surya, Finance Officer from American Vets Post 1947. And the pledge will be recited today by Ricardo Victor Velasquez. He is a student from KIPP Middle School.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Ricardo. The national anthem will be performed by Alexis Villar. Alexis is a student at Chavez High School. Alexis?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, o'er the home of the brave?
Okay, so I did want to also thank our interpreters from NorCal Services for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, Gussie Chin and Cindy Binder, and from SUSD, Spanish interpreter, Alicia Lopez and Norma Mercado, Seraphin. And for the Khmer interpreter, thank you to Sophaline Booth. Thank you very much. Okay. So again, so much gratitude for all of you coming out here today These people in the room are people who care very much about making Stockton better, and we're grateful for you. I want to really thank our much appreciated sponsors who have made this Chamber Signature event possible. And our sponsor names are in the program, and you've also seen them on the screens that we've been watching. Also want to thank all of the Greater Stockton Chamber of Commerce members for your membership. Will you please raise your hand if you're a chamber member? Thank you. If you're not a chamber member, I'm really hoping that you'll go to the chamber booth and join us, because there are a lot of great things happening at the chamber. And I want to thank Tim Quinn. Tim has just made a successful CEO transition, and he celebrated his 1-year anniversary as CEO last month. He and his team are really doing a great job to bring value add to our members. And I also want to just mention one program, which is our chamber has the oldest leadership, a chamber leadership program west of the Rockies, and I would add probably one of the best. This year's class has raised over $180,000. Yes. For 3 projects, giving back and contributing to nonprofits. So that's just one of the programs of the Greater Stockton Chamber. And now I have the privilege of introducing a man who needs no introduction, Port Commissioner Michael Duffy, and this year's Stocktonian of the Year is going to present the State of the Port Address. Mike.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let's see how this is doing. Welcome to the Port of Stockton and the State of the City. Is this crowd kind of quiet today? Is it hot in here? You know, this is it. This is the unofficial start to Stockton summer. So every year I use it to break out my seersucker. I know we're supposed to wait till after Memorial Day or something like that, but I break out my summer suit every year because this is the beginning of summer to Stockton. And it'll keep me cool in the degrees. Please drink water today, make sure you're hydrated, and enjoy with us our little discussion of the port and what we do out here and the state of the city that we're all waiting for. So let's talk about the port. You know, it's my honor and privilege to be here today as chairperson. My name's Michael Duffy, as you already know from the introduction. And it's not often that we get visitors out here. When you were driving out today, did you take a look to your right and take a look to your left and see all the things that we're doing out here? It's an industrial area. There is a ton of work going out around here all the time. And to put a point on that, you know, we have trade with over 39 countries. We had a vessel call this year. A ship came in almost every day or left every day. And it's not a ton of cargo, it's over 4 million tons of cargo that goes out of here every year. This last year we had a new record. So, I'd like us to take a moment and thank those people who are really making this happen for us. These are the good, hardworking folks at the Port of Stockton, and I'd like them all to stand up right now, and let's give them a round of applause. Don't be shy, stand up if you're working for the port, with the port. Now, I gotta tell you, I woke up this morning and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do this right. So I came out here at sunrise, and thank goodness at least one port employee wanted to come out with me at sunrise. So Mike Miller, wherever you are, thank you. You did a great job. He took me out here because we are the Sunrise Seaport, right? You all know this. And I thought, what a better day. And I have a little time now. I've got less responsibilities than I've ever had before in my life. So I took the morning this morning where some of us might have been just getting up, and others of us, we were trying to catch a couple extra winks before we had to get up. So I'm driving in, and I saw the Channel 3 news van out in front of the port. You know, light is not even up yet, and there's people working and getting things done. And it allowed me to just come out and take that moment to center myself for what we have to say today in front of you. And it's just a perfect time. The water was glassy. There was that cool, where is that cool Delta breeze right now? There was that cool Delta breeze. It came in. And then those rays of sunshine just started coming up over the tree line. I really got to see everything in a new perspective. You know, you got to see the land and you got to see how far these docks reach. I think we figured out just on this side in the West Complex, like 1.5 miles worth of docks. You know, you don't think of that. You don't think of that. But when you see the ships come up there, when you see them moored next to us, you don't even know what they're doing there. But it helps you to think about everything that goes on in this port. So, at this point, you know, I think the theme of today is really about people. When I came out here this morning with Mike, and as we go through this, you know, the port's strategic placement, our geographic location is real important. Have you ever seen a city that has been based on a river that hasn't done well? Well, yeah, there are some. But we all know that to be born here, to actually have this place where the delta meets the land, right, is huge for us. And it's not just huge for the agriculture that we have going on, but it's really huge for trade and commerce. Our forefathers recognized that, and everyone who's been a good steward of this tract of land recognized that in the past. Right now, I got to tell you, the people that we have here working at the port are amazing. This is just beyond 5 stars, plus, whatever you want to say today, whatever the lingo is to say that they are excellent, that's what they are. I call them the dream team. So I'd like to introduce you to the port leadership team right now. These are the people that really make it happen. I call them the dream team because they have smarts that are matched by their enthusiasm and their work ethic. They really, really have been committed to making the port better, and they've been working on this improvement for the last 3 years, really in earnest. While the rest of us might have been going through other things, they kept their nose to the grindstone, and they made sure that it happened. So we've been doing tons of stuff around the port in the last 3 years, and these folks care about what they're doing. They care about increasing the economic viability of our city and our environmental endeavors. So please, let's have these folks stand and we'll recognize all 4 of them. First, Port Director Kirk DeJesus. Kirk might have had to leave. Second, Jason Contendoy, then Katie Miller, and Jeff Wingfield. Stand up. These folks have been working tirelessly. I know they take my calls on the weekend, they take my calls at night. They are working for you every day and everybody who's on their teams. It's just a great sight to see, and it's amazing what you can do. So I started today like I told you. I came out here to the port. I started early in the morning, and that's kind of for a special reason. And the reason is, you know, you're all Stocktonians or you're all from the county. You know the port. You've driven down on I-5. Maybe when you were newer here, you're going, what's that over there, right? I hear from people all the time that take the 5 and they're like, what's that thing in Stockton over there? What's going on? And I get the pleasure of telling them we have a port. We're 80 miles in, but nobody figures that we have a port. Imagine that. And what does this port do? This port does great things every day. So, I am going to center on our message today again with what we're looking to do is talk to you about the jewel in the crown of our region. And I say that not because with ego or, braggart. This port, this working port, brings so much economic value and does so much for our community. It is a viable working port, and And not all river ports, like I told you before, not all river ports stay as viable working ports. I think you could find a couple in California even that have not done as well as we have. And the whole reason that we've done well is we've looked to the future, right? We're always anchored in the past, but we look to the future on what we're going to do. And in the present, we work really, really hard to make those things happen. So in doing so, and our people make that happen, we want to talk about some of the things that they've done. And however bad that things happened during the pandemic, everybody remembers the pandemic. I hate to even bring it up, right? But I bring it up just to bring something to the front of your mind. Have you forgotten what happened when the supply chain went down? If you've forgotten, can I see you after the speech? Okay? All you have to know is if you get to a place where you're fighting your neighbors in the grocery store for TP, you now know what scarcity is. You now know what the supply chain is. And if it's in the front of your mind, I gotta tell you, it's been in the front of the minds of our leadership back in DC and in Sacramento. They understand how important this port is and all ports are to the logistics chain, to getting things that we need every day. We're in a global world right now. Things come from all over. Ports are vital. And now we all know this. It's not just that place we pass when we're on the I-5. It's not some backwater. We are vital to so much in California, but vital to so much right here in San Joaquin County in Stockton. However bad that experience was when we experienced scarcity, however bad it was, it did do something really good. Not just that it put it in the forefront of your mind, but really, when we've gone back to DC 3 times this year already, and there's something different going on, okay? I don't want to talk about the noise that's going on right now. We all know that. There's a lot of dysfunction we can point to, but there's good things too, and this is what I want to key on, is that there's good things going on, and that is when you go into a congressman's office from Wyoming, and they'll run out the red carpet, and they are happy to see you, and they are on the same page for what the needs for the infrastructure are, and how that we don't just have to maintain what we have today, but we must make it better into the future. So it's amazing when something goes from the back of the mind to the front of the mind, how wonderful it is and what a great reception we get. With that, I gotta ask y'all a favor, okay? This is a big one. If you could, please. I don't think he's here today. Lots of politicians are here. And you know what? You need to thank your local politicians who just went back to the One Voice trip and the staffers who did that, because they did amazing work going back and asking for the funds that we've sent our tax dollars out to get them back here to the district, to our region, to do great things. So all of them deserve a round of applause. To everybody who went to the One Voice trip, great work, and I hope you experienced exactly what we did to open doors and open minds and really partnership. So that's where, I don't think he's here today. I'm looking around. Is Josh Harder here today? If Josh isn't here today, which I don't think so, they're in session. Do me one favor, because he comes to the district all the time, and you might be on one of those 8th grade trips to DC. You might be somewhere. When you see Josh, thank him. Thank him for being such a good partner to the port. We've already got 3 projects that we're trying to work on with him that they are full throttle going for. One of them is this great bonnet project where we're going to reduce the emissions here in our county even more. That kind of stuff, that kind of big money grant stuff doesn't happen without good partners. So do me that one favor, because if you go thank him, if when you see him at the next event here and you thank him for what he's done for the port, I guarantee you he's going to be ready to do the next project with us too. So, what's the state of the port? Now that I found my notes again, what's the state of the port? So, the port is this. The port is good, and it's getting better every day. This is what's nice about doing the speech in a year like this, is we've done so good. All I've got, I'm just a messenger. It's all good news, right? It's fantastic. This is one of our busiest years ever. I think it's the 2nd busiest year. It's amazing. It's shaping up to be even better. But it's, again, not a foregone conclusion. These things don't happen in a vacuum. You don't have it just because you are entrusted the land. You don't have it just because you're entrusted the resource. It's what you do with those resources. And we're on a mission, all of us here, to do even better. We won the geographic lottery, and you know, like a lot of lottery winners, you can either blow it or you can reinvest it. What we've done every moment is we've reinvested into our port and made things better. So in the last year, we've had many growth opportunities. We've set down some of the foundations for growing our opportunities and bettering ourselves, bettering our business processes, and really bettering our physical plan. If you went down that new road compared to last year or the year before, you know and understand that we've been doing a lot of hard work out here at the port. Our goals for the year: more ship calls. Of course, we're a port. We want more ships. What else? Our goals: to better our physical plant and to offer more opportunities to our tenant. If you don't realize it, just about everybody who's out here at the port is a tenant of ours, and they're really creating all that economic activity with us, right? We enable them to do it. So we want to increase our physical plant. Our goal is to be good stewards of our environment, ensuring no undue harm while continuing our vigilance to make things better. Our goal is to deepen our shipping channel, reducing the trade emissions by fully loading those vessels. Right now, because of the depth of the channel, we can't fully load them. If we're lucky, they go out to another port and they get topped off. But really, for us to be the best that we can be, we need to deepen the ship channel. And that's what we're working on day after day to do. So our goal is to better our community by providing the economic opportunities and shepherding the resources entrusted to us here at the port. This is it. In shorthand, I think that what we're looking at is having the Sunrise Seaport help Stockton truly become someplace special. I think we can do all that and more, okay? I think we can if we remember again, it's not about the place. It's not about the dock so much. It is. We got to keep it going, right? But it's not about a place. It's about the people that found it, the people that have been using this river and this tract of land since the beginning. It's about good stewards of the resources in the past, in the present, and into the future. You know, it's our 90th anniversary this year, and I think we have a 90th anniversary video we're going to show you, right? But as I close up, you know, with our 90th anniversary, I really want to take that moment and talk about the folks that set the foundation for our success, and we thank them. In doing this, it's a sad moment for me and others of you. In doing so, I need to tell you that one of ours has recently passed, and that's former Commissioner Robert Kavanaugh. Most of you know Robert as Bob, and if you know Bob, it's to love Bob. Bob was a great supporter of the community. He ran a great shop and great business here in Stockton, and everybody pretty much knew the guy because he was that kind of man. He gave of himself and he gave of his heart. He spent 3 terms, I think, here at the port in a very transformational time when lots of things, you know, maybe the messenger in those years didn't get to come up and have as easy of a job as I have this year. But Bob did all that. And so now I'd like to ask you all to take a moment of silence to remember Bob Kavanaugh. Bob cared very much about this community, and he acted that way every day. Every day he acted that way. Thank you, thank you. Folks, it's been a tremendous pleasure. It was great telling you about all the work we've done here this year and all the work we look forward to next year. This has really been a setup. We used the crisis in the pandemic to do better, to better our processes, to better ourselves, and now we are receiving the long-term returns for that. We look forward to it, And we look forward, all of us, not just providing this to the city of Stockton, not just providing this for the business community that takes advantage of it, but not to be forgotten, we are doing this for every person in Stockton. It's for the good, hardworking people of Stockton that we do this. So thank you, and on to the state of the city. I appreciate it.
This year marks the 90th anniversary of the Port of Stockton, a landmark in the city's history and its economic development. On such a momentous occasion, it is worth taking a look back at the rich history of the port and how it has contributed to the growth and prosperity of Stockton over the past 9 decades.
The Port of Stockton was established in 1933 during the Great Depression as a vital hub for shipping and transportation in California's Central Valley. Over the years, the port has expanded the facilities and services to accommodate the city's growing needs and its industries. I'd like to take this opportunity to wish the Port of Stockton a happy 90th anniversary. Thank you for all you do in our community.
Today, the Port of Stockton is one of the largest deepwater ports on the West Coast, handling nearly 5 million metric tons of cargo a year. The port is home to a diverse mix of tenants, including shipping companies, manufacturing firms, and logistic providers, providing economic opportunities and more than 10,000 jobs for residents in Stockton and surrounding communities.
The Port of Stockton has been a tremendous asset to our business. It has given us access to a vast network of customers and suppliers, both domestically and internationally. Congratulations to the port on its 90th anniversary.
The port has been a significant driver of economic growth for the city, generating millions of dollars in revenue and supporting the thriving business community. It has played a critical role in the development of Stockton's infrastructure, including roads, bridges, and public utilities, improving the quality of life for residents and visitors alike.
As we celebrate the 90th anniversary of the Port of Stockton, we reflect on its rich history and the many contributions it has made to the growth and prosperity of the city. Here's to another 90 years of success and to the continued partnership between the port and the town of Stockton.
Isn't that impressive? Awesome. We thank the Port of Stockton again for helping to make this a successful day and event, and for being such an economic engine for the city of Stockton and the region. And now, for the main reason we're here today, to hear from the mayor of Stockton, and I'm also going to invite all the recipients of the mayor's key to the city to start making your way up in front of the podium. And without further ado, I welcome the mayor of the great city of Stockton, Kevin J. Lincoln.
Outstanding. Are we ready? Can you hear me okay? Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. Listen, every year for the past 3 years, I've made it a point to reach out to my council colleagues and ask them for nominations for the key to the city to be presented at the State of the City. And it's an honor for me to be able to share the names of the recipients and to present them with the plaque that has the key to our beautiful city, Stockton, California. First, I want to invite Ms. Gwendolyn Daly up here with me. You stand right next to me, ma'am. Come on closer. You know we're family. Ms. Daly serves our community as president of Doma Pope Organization, a local nonprofit providing fundamental resources and services to at-risk youth and families through education, technology, trade, and arts. Mama Gwendolyn is a bright light and a beacon of hope to all who know her. Thank you, Gwendolyn Daly, for your dedication and service to our community. It is a distinct honor to be able to present you today with the key to the city of Stockton, California. One minute. 1 minute, Mama Daly.
1 minute. 1 minute I've been practicing. To Mayor Lincoln, to my council member, Mr. Brando Villapudua of District 5, to all distinguished guests, leaders, and my fellow community members. I am honored and humbled to stand before you today, having received the key to the city. This is a moment I will cherish for the rest of my life. I want to express my deepest gratitude to the people of this city, its leaders, and all those who have supported me. This honor is not just recognition of my achievements, but a reflection of a collective effort of all those who have worked to make this city better. To my family, and especially my Bennett family, my husband, and the University of the Pacific, and my friends, I thank you for your unwavering love and support. Your strength has inspired me to overcome challenges. And once again, I express my deepest appreciation for this incredible honor. It is a privilege to call Stockton my home, and I am truly humbled to be entrusted with this key. Together, let us continue to unlock the doors of progress, unity, equity, and prosperity for our beloved community. May we continue to build a city where hope, progress, and unity prevail. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now I'd like to invite Deacon Stephen Bentley to the podium. Mr. Bentley serves our community as a deacon at St. John's Episcopal Church, a nationally recognized newspaper cartoon artist, and through the Helping Urban Bicyclists Ministry, Hub Ministry, Deacon Bentley exhibits servant leadership every day. He finds joy in helping Stockton residents attain true freedom and healing through transportation, employment, and access to fundamental resources. Thank you, Deacon Stephen Bentley, for your dedication and service to our community, and it is an honor to present you with the key to the city of our great city, Stockton, California. Excuse me.
Thank you. Mother Teresa of Calcutta once said to the people who would come to volunteer to her in hundreds of volunteers, she would say to them, go back to your own Calcutta and do the work. Stockton is my Calcutta, and we do the work of Stockton here for the benefit of the people who cannot do things for themselves. If it were not for the people who were our partnerships, and as it was said earlier, partnerships are very important here. If we did not have those partnerships, the hub and all the things that we do for this community would not exist. I want to thank those who have worked with us, Loads of Hope, who do the laundry service. We work with the Downtown Stockton Alliance, who provided showers and bathroom facilities. We work with the Mercy Peddlers, who provide comfort and care for those who are living on the street. We work with every community member that we can possibly think of, and whoever comes to the hub is offered dignity, hope, and a hope for the future. Thank you very much for this honor.
I'd like to invite Ms. Pat Tyrone to the stage. Ms. Pat serves our community as the founder of Delta Sculling Center. Pat's work with Delta Sculling has not only brought physical healing and health benefits to Stockton, but her passion has transformed equitable access to sculling, rolling in our Delta waterways for youth and communities who wouldn't otherwise see these waterways as something they could participate in. Thank you, Pat, for your unwavering dedication and support and genuine love and passion for our community. It's an honor to be able to present you with the key to our beautiful city, Stockton, California.
Well, I think, I don't know what to say because I feel grateful to all of you, to the mayor, to everybody who's here, to our city council member, Susan Lenz, who did not tell me I was going to have a moment to speak, and she knows I wouldn't have been here if she told me. But I'm going to try to wing it anyway. I'm just really grateful to be here, and I just want to say that I'm grateful to this community. My husband and I have lived in many, many places in the 45 years of our marriage, and by far, Stockton, California is the best place that we have ever lived. We love this city, and we're grateful for the spirit that is here, the spirit of support, the spirit of diversity, of inclusion, and the intention for equity. And we are grateful to have the opportunity to serve in our small way with the support of Delta Sculling Center and a lot of other people who make it possible to bring health to our community and to bring awareness of our waterways and the precious water that we have and how much we all need access to them. It's one of my hardest things is to realize that I was here for 3 years and didn't know a Delta existed here. And if you ask 50% of the people here, so that's what the statistics are, 50% of the people in our community do not know that we have a Delta. So I'm hoping that with the help of the port, which was one of our first big helpers, and with all of the city's help, that we can keep our city and our people and our region recognizing what the Delta means to us and that we can protect it, love it, and benefit from it. Thank you for the opportunity to be here, and thank you for this honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'd like to invite Stan and Denise Smart to the podium. For 27 years, the Stockton community has grieved alongside Stan and Denise Smart at the tragic disappearance of their daughter, Kristen Smart. The loss of a child is a wound that never truly heals, but the Smart family turned their pain into policy. Stan and Denise championed the Kristen Smart Campus Safety Act that became law in 1998 and has made campuses safer ever since. The legislation requires community colleges and universities to have in place written agreements with local law enforcement outlining the operational responsibilities for Part 1 violent crime occurrences on each institution's campuses. Today, we want to honor you, Stan and Denise, for your strength, your resilience, your faithfulness, and hope as you fought for justice for your daughter. Your city loves you, supports you, and will never forget Kristen. Thank you for the ways in which you've allowed her legacy to live on through the Kristen Smart Scholarship. Today is a distinct honor to present both of you and your entire family with the key to our beautiful city, your city, Stockton, California. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. This is a wonderful honor. I was very much surprised when Michael Blauer, councilman, got a hold of us and indicated this would happen, and so happy to hear that the mayor approved it. And to have a standing ovation from all of you really means a great deal to us. It's taken a community, thousands of people in this community, Napa communities, San Luis Obispo community, and everybody in between to solve this case, have it go forward, and have the perpetrator in prison now for first-degree murder. So we have so many people to thank, and I don't wish to take more time. I'll let my wife comment. I think the scholarship program is doing wonders in 2 counties, so I'll let her give you some details.
First of all, I'd just like to thank everyone in this community who's reached out to us to support us. And to this day, the support that we get from you is the strength that helps us move forward. We have a saying that Kristen would never give up on anything, and we had to follow that legacy, and we refused to give up until there was justice. So like in your community, you talked earlier about so many people have a vision for Stockton. Never give up on the vision. Always believe that you can do whatever you set your heart to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to invite No Perez to the podium. Mr. Perez serves our community as the founder and president of the Stockton Youth Soccer Association. For 20 years, No has promoted youth recreation, health, and mentorship. He is passionate about providing equitable athletic opportunities for Stockton's most vulnerable youth, including no-cost and low-cost mentorship and athletic programs. Mr. Perez has impacted thousands of youth through decades of service and continues to make a visible difference in the lives of our children. Thank you, Mr. Perez, for your unwavering dedication and support to the pride and jewel of our community, Stockton's youth.
Oh, wow. I don't know what to say. I usually be at the soccer fields, painting the fields, but today is an honor to be in front of you. When they told me about this, I was thinking it's going to be only 6 people, 10 people here, and it's thousands of people here. That's because Kimberly, our council member, is that your fault. I'd like to thank my family, my wife, my kids for their patience and having me at the soccer fields, working with these kids for many years. Since I left my home in Mexico 33 years ago, I decided to make the difference and continue making the difference in our community. Stockton has become my home. Now with this key, I can open the city hall and start living there too. Once again, it's an honor to receive this. This award is not for me, it's for the youth in our community. I encourage every one of you to don't forget about youth, because in generations, in couple years, in 10 years, and 20 years, they're the one gonna be sitting down right there where we at. So let's keep supporting our youth. It's the key to keep our city safe and make sure that we have a better city in the United States of America. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to invite Gina Valadez Bracamonte to the podium, please. And this key to the city goes to the Bread of Life organization. The Bread of Life organization, founded by the president and founder, Gina Valadez Bracamonte, is an organization that serves our community through food distribution to families in need across Stockton and San Joaquin County. In 2022, Bread of Life served 14,000 households and distributed 24,000 grocery boxes. Not only are they meeting food insecurities needs throughout our city, but Bread of Life also provides ongoing volunteer service opportunities, mentorship, and public-private nonprofit partnerships. Thank you, Gina and the Bread of Life organization and the team and the staff that make everything possible, for your unwavering support, commitment, sacrifice, and love for the city of Stockton.
Good afternoon. I would like to start by saying the Bible teaches us that our first commandment is to love God, but the second commandment is to love our neighbor as ourselves. In 2008, when the housing market crashed and I saw people losing their homes, I knew that there were many families that were making a choice of whether they needed to buy groceries or make their house payment. I saw that need, and I knew I could do something to help that need, and I called it Bread of Life. How hard could that be, right? Providing groceries? So I had a garage sale, and I raised $350, and that's where Bread of Life started. Today, we give thousands of families groceries every month. When the pandemic hit, everything changed. We had to change the direction and how we gave groceries away. So we quickly developed a volunteer-based distribution process, and we delivered tens of thousands of groceries to the families in San Joaquin County. I would like to thank my board of directors of Bread of Life, who have worked hard, stood beside me, and have just given so much of themselves. Angela Phillips, Lisa Harrison, Efren Chavez, Lori Unger, Miguel Villapudoa, and I'd like to also thank, I would also like to thank my team, the Bread of Life team. Chris Johnson came on board as our executive director, and he is doing wonderful things in this community, and I'm so proud of the work that he is doing. And if you do not know him, please introduce yourself to him. You will not be sorry. He's a wonderful man, he's got a lot of integrity, and he has taken Bread of Life to the next level. I'd also like to thank David Fields and Luis Ayala, who make sure that our day-to-day operations continue to run smoothly. Bread of Life will always, always love people with kindness. That's our heartbeat. That is what we do. And I would like to thank Mayor Lincoln and the City of Stockton for this amazing honor. All the volunteers who have worked for Bread of Life over the last decade and have given so much of themselves. And it is such an honor to accept this key. Thank you very much.
Well, one more time, let's give it up for all of our Key to the City recipients. Okay, it's my turn. I'll start by saying this. This has been a milestone week for the Lincoln household. My baby, my daughter, the glue to our family, she celebrated her 16th birthday last Thursday, and we had a huge Sweet 16 party for her this past Saturday. And what's funny about that is that her birthday was May 11th, but when May 1st came around, she looked at us crazy and said, "Why hasn't anybody said happy birthday to me? Because it's my birthday month." But I just wanted to wish my daughter, Yesenia Faith Lincoln, publicly a very happy birthday, and Dad's very, very proud of you. Now, our milestone week is going to be capped this evening at 6 p.m. when I attend the Delta College commencement ceremony, as my son, who is a junior in high school at Bear Creek, will be graduating with his associate's degree from Delta College this evening. This would not be possible without the opportunities that our great county, our great city, and our educational system offer for our youth. Son, I'm very proud of you. He's Kevin the Third. I always say the third time is a charm. He's the one you got to watch out for. We back you 100%. I couldn't be more blessed with my two children. And of course, the anchor of our family, my rock, my wife of 21 years, Bonnie Lincoln. Thank you, babe. This is all you. I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of your busy schedules to join me today and join each other for this 2023 State of the City address. As mayor, it's a distinct honor and it's a distinct privilege to be able to stand before you and share with you the progress that we've made over the past year and give you a quick peek of the vision and some insight of the vision of what lies ahead for the city of Stockton. Now, I wish I could tell you everything that has happened in the city of Stockton because there's a lot that's going on. But I'm going to give you a highlight reel. And listen, if you want a lot more of those details and you want all the information, we have that for you as well. Stockton is not just a place that I was elected to lead and to govern over 2.5 years. Stockton is a place that has raised me. Stockton is a place where people and places have invested in me. Stockton is a place where my children are growing and learning, and I'm building my family, and my children are discovering and thinking about the vision and the dreams that they have for their life. Stockton is Little Manila, Sierra Vista, Conway, Yosemite Street Village, Victory Park, Lincoln Village, the Miracle Mile, and Brookside. Stockton is Western Ranch, Oak Park, Kentfield, and Weber Point. Stockton is my city. Stockton is your city. And Stockton is a city that we all love because Stockton is the reason why we're all gathered here today. I often share the vision of Stockton, and that is that Stockton will become the best city in the nation to live, raise a family, and grow a business. I believe in that vision with my whole heart. And it's the very vision and it's that deep-rooted belief that helps me wake up every single morning to put my best foot forward to lead this city with each and every person at the forefront. Stockton is a vibrant community that embraces innovation, inclusivity, and sustainable growth. Although our city has faced numerous challenges over the years, there's one thing about Stockton is that our adversity only makes us stronger. Stockton, we are strong, we are unified, and we are healing. The million-dollar question is, what are you doing? What are we doing to address the fundamental needs of our community? As I begin to share with you the progress that we've made in the Vision Forward, I want you to keep this in mind. The city of Stockton is only successful because our strong partnerships between city government, local organizations, and our community leaders. When I travel throughout the city and I engage in different places and I meet with different community stakeholders, I say this statement time and time again that rings true today more than ever before, is that the great people in our city, the great organizations and organizers in our community, they've been doing the work long before myself or any other council colleague has stepped into this office and assumed a role in an elected position. And these great people in our community will be doing the work and will continue to do the work even after each and every one of us leaves office. Because the truth of the matter is, every single one of us has an expiration date. So it's incumbent upon myself as mayor to make sure that not only I lead this city with the people at the forefront, but I do the best that I possibly can to make sure that this council provides the resources and the support necessary for organizations so that our community can continue to grow and thrive and make Stockton the best city in America. These partnerships are how we effectively, efficiently, and equitably meet the needs of Stocktonians. Homelessness is one of the most complex issues that has plagued communities throughout society for multiple generations. And the truth of the matter is that we're never going to be able to completely eradicate homelessness. However, developing sustainable solutions to mitigate the impacts of homelessness and assist our unsheltered residents remains a top priority for the city of Stockton. It's not compassionate for individuals and families to be unsheltered without housing in our public parks and public spaces. Our sheltered and unsheltered residents deserve true healing, safety in our city. I want everyone to understand that the city of Stockton, we're working to make progress in addressing the root causes of homelessness in Stockton through affordable housing initiatives, comprehensive services, and wraparound support, ensuring that every resident has access to a safe and comfortable living environment. Our commitment remains steadfast as we actively support the frontline workers, the frontline work being done by dozens of our community organizations and partners. The city's active partnerships have collectively secured financial resources, made strategic investments, and enacted legislative solutions to address homelessness throughout our city. Now here's a few highlights. In 2022, getting ahead of myself. In 2022, we saw a 24% decline in the number of people accessing services who are unsheltered. We saw a 3% decline in unsheltered homelessness in Stockton, a 16% decline in people experiencing homelessness for the first time. And we saw 605 housing units permits pulled, with 53 of those units being low-income units and 60 of those units being accessory dwelling units. The City Council approved an ordinance to mitigate the threat of fire, destruction, damage to, and interference with critical infrastructure in Stockton, such as levees, bridges, parks, schools, and daycares. Our council ad hoc committee on homelessness comprises 3 council members, creating a space where community members and organizations can bring their thoughts, solutions, and proposals to be shared before council for consideration. In 2022, the Clean City of Stockton initiative focused on cleaning up Stockton citywide, deterring illegal dumping in our city through our partnership with Waste Management, Republic Services, Stockton 209 Cares, the Greater Valley Conservation Corp, and Ready to Work. Also in 2022, 4.8 million pounds of trash and debris were removed from the streets of Stockton, and over 21 community beautification events and recycling events were conducted all throughout the city of Stockton. As mayor, I actively advocate for state and federal resources and funding to come to the city of Stockton. I do that advocacy through the Mayors and CEOs for Housing and Investment Coalition and the Big City Mayors Coalition that's comprised of the mayors that represent the 13 largest cities in the state of California. This week, we broke ground on a $6.5 million local match investment at Calaveras Quarters, a Project Homekey partnership between the Housing Authority, City of Stockton, and several community partners that's going to create 68 one-bedroom units for transitional age youth, at-risk families throughout the city of Stockton, and our seniors. This summer, we will celebrate the completion of the Stockton Shelter for the Homeless Emergency Shelter and Navigation Expansion Project. That's going to allow us to add an additional 180 low-barrier beds to the city of Stockton's bed count inventory so that we can do everything we can to make sure those who are in need of housing and transitional housing and support get the resources that they need. This is going to be a one-stop shop for our community so that people could take the next step towards healing in their life and get on the pathway towards recovery or whatever their life circumstances may be as they find themselves as a part of our unsheltered population. Through the strategic partnership with the San Joaquin County Board of Supervisors, we're pursuing a $6.5 million investment, a capital investment, that will go directly to St. Mary's Dining Hall for a Pathway Safer Shelter community project, which will be a modular housing community that will house 281 unsheltered individuals and 45 recuperative care individuals right there at St. Mary's Dining Hall. During the 2022 point in time count, which is a count at a particular point in time that's conducted on average every 2 years, and that point in time count assesses and gives us a better understanding of what is the level and the impact of unsheltered residents that we have in our community. Through that count in 2022, there were 893 unsheltered residents in Stockton. 893 unsheltered residents in Stockton. Currently, there are 430 new shelter beds in the pipeline. And once all those beds are online, there will be 984 shelter beds available for our community. That's a shelter bed capacity that exceeds the current amount of unsheltered residents in our community. Stockton is doing work, and Stockton is making progress in this area. We distributed $2.67 million in community support grant programs, funding to 35 local organizations and nonprofits to benefit youth housing, education, employment, recreation, well-being, and homeless support. In November of 2022, we launched the CareLink Community Response Program, operated by Community Medical Center. This program augments our public safety's call for services to those individuals throughout our community who are not only experiencing homelessness, but are dealing with some sort of behavioral health challenge, whether that be substance use or mental illness. We are working to address the root cause of homelessness that's been impacting our community, and we're doing it through strength And the strength is through our partnerships with community organizations that I mentioned before, and like Community Medical Center. Let's give them a great warm round of applause and thank them for their support. I would like to say as well is that as of this month, our CareLink program is operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's the level of commitment that we have. I want to express my deepest gratitude to the organizations, service providers, and individuals on the front lines, dedicating their resource, their time to our unhoused population. Your tireless efforts are making a difference in the lives of our fellow community members. Together, we will build a Stockton where everyone has a place to call home and no one is left behind. Nothing is more important than keeping Stocktonians safe. Crime and violence will not be an acceptable norm in the city of Stockton. We must do everything we can to keep our community safe, but we must never forget that public safety is a shared responsibility. And the role of our community in Stockton in keeping our community safe is crucial. As Stocktonians, we must embrace an ownership mentality and ensure those responsible for committing crimes in our city are held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. I urge all residents to remain vigilant, report any suspicious activity to the authorities, and actively participate in community programs promoting safety and crime prevention throughout the city of Stockton. If you see something, it's absolutely critical that you say something. Residents can report crime or concerns by calling 911 or our non-emergency police line at 209-937-8377, or report through Ask Stockton at stocktonca.gov/Ask Stockton, or anonymously submit tips at www.crimestoppers.org and by calling them at 209-946-0600. This year to date, homicides are up 19%. We've been able to seize over 261 firearms off the streets of Stockton. And injury shootings in the city of Stockton are down 38%, which is a more accurate indication of crime reduction throughout a community. We have several programs and strategies in place to respond to, intervene in, and mitigate crime and public safety concerns throughout our city, and use a data-driven approach to regularly assess our progress and our impact. Through our Office of Violence Prevention's ceasefire strategies, we've expanded our services to youth ages 12 to 17 years old while creating a youth prevention and intervention program focusing on deterring young people from violence. As a community, we must do better. And it starts at home. And true change begins in the environments that each and every one of us find ourselves in on a daily basis. Let me be clear. One homicide in Stockton is one too many. And the trauma that impacts these families and these young people continue on for generations. We need to focus on healing the trauma if we want to experience a sustainable change through the programmatic impacts that we're making in the city of Stockton. Listen, our city will continue to invest in crime prevention programs that reduce recidivism, work closely with community organizations to address the root cause of crime, and ensure our public safety personnel have the tools and resources needed to keep the residents of Stockton safe. Under the leadership of our new police chief, Stan McFadden, we are increasing community partnerships, engagement in our recruiting efforts as we reimagine our Stockton Police Department. We celebrate the launch of the Stockton Police Department's first ever wellness unit, aimed at providing dedicated space and support for our public safety officers' physical, mental, and emotional needs and well-being. As a result of the violence significantly impacting young people, a youth advisory board was launched as part of our youth engagement strategy program, giving our young people a voice and making them a part of the solution. Under the leadership of Chief Edwards, our fire chief, our Stockton Fire Department is second to none. Per capita, we are one of the busiest fire departments in the entire nation. In March of this year, we celebrated a significant milestone in reopening Fire Station 1, with the added staffing being the first growth in nearly a decade. Now, we all remember, as we go back in time to the turn of the year, that Stockton and the region experienced unprecedented storms. At that time, City Manager Harry Black quickly activated our Emergency Operations Center and assumed his role as Emergency Services Director. 34,500 sandbags were distributed to residents throughout the city of Stockton. 313 calls for services were answered for fallen trees and branches during this historic atmospheric river weather event. While our region is no stranger to flood events, the recent storms have reminded us of the importance of flood protection in our community and the importance of bringing together representation from our community, local, state, federal government agencies, and non-governmental organizations who all have a stake in flood protection. Our city has supported the San Joaquin Area Flood Control Agency's continued efforts to implement urban-level flood protection, 200-year flood control improvements for the safety of our community. The total project cost to raise the standard of flood protection for our residents is $1.4 million. $1.4 billion, excuse me. And the local funds we need to raise for these life-saving improvement measures is $140 million, which is 10% of the total project cost. For our community members who live or own property in North or Central Stockton, you may have received a Prop 218 ballot intended to raise the revenue needed for the 10% local share to maintain 112 miles of levees to protect our beloved community. For every $1 we raise, we will bring in $9 in state and federal funding. 94,000 parcels in Stockton, California, between northern and central Stockton will receive an assessment. And approximately 70% of those parcels will receive an assessment that is less than $100 per year. If you have properties in North or Central Stockton, this is a moment to meet that will prevent future damages and significant loss resulting from a catastrophic flood that could impact our beautiful city and the families who live here. So make sure that you send your ballots in by June 8th. Anytime we discuss improvements across the city, I always hear one thing that resonates true no matter where I'm at, and that is, what about the potholes? So let me share with you a few stats. To date, year to date, we filled 9,978 pothole locations throughout the city of Stockton. Yes, we've completed 30 center line miles of roadway resurfacing throughout our city. We've replaced 550 sidewalk locations and 80 curb ramp locations, totaling 110 square feet of sidewalks and 110,000 square feet of sidewalks and 14,000 square feet of curb replacements. We've completed 11 intersection traffic signals enhancement projects. We've replaced and rehabilitated equipment at 11 parks throughout the city of Stockton. And on May 2nd, we allocated over $3 million to quality of life projects through the city, including an illegal dumping reward program, additional park renovations, facility upgrades, a broken window program project for businesses, city baseball field renovations, and the Martin Luther King underpass upgrades, and much, much more. As mayor, I share the same concerns of our residents and our constituents throughout the city. But what I want to assure you is that our Public Works Department in the city of Stockton is working around the clock to complete projects that serve the needs of our residents. Whether it's our pools, parks, streets, trees, sidewalks, roadways, or bike paths, the work continues every day. From an economic development standpoint, Stockton has witnessed remarkable economic growth. Our commitment to attracting new business, fostering entrepreneurship, and supporting local industries has yielded positive results. Stockton has seen tremendous growth in the past decade, where we've seen our population increase by 10%. And as a result, we are the 11th largest city in the state of California. We're ranked 13th in the nation for positive momentum population growth. And we're the 16th most fiscally solvent city in the United States of America. And last year, we issued over 3,300 new business permits. So I have 5 words for you. Stockton is open for business. Economic development in Stockton must be inclusive and accessible to all residents. That's why we've implemented programs to support entrepreneurship, particularly in underserved communities. Through our small business grants, mentorship initiatives, and financial literacy programs, we are committed to creating a level playing field and empowering individuals to pursue their entrepreneurial dreams. This year alone, we've dispersed $285,000 in entrepreneurship grants, invested $2 million in a small business facade improvement program that's going to help beautify our downtown area in our storefronts. We dispersed $99,000 among 41 arts and arts grant recipients. We've invested over $400,000 in a nonprofit enterprise support, what we call NEST, to expand the capacity of existing nonprofits in Stockton, California, through community technical assistance and capacity building efforts. We partnered with and sponsored the new Stockton Flavor Fest, which had over 12,000 attendees in the 2022 inaugural event. 12,000 attendees. And here's a plug for Stockton Flavor Fest, that starts tomorrow and through the weekend. If you haven't gotten your ticket, you better get it soon. If you didn't experience last year, you need to experience it, because our downtown Weber Point Convention Center is a beautiful place for our entire community to love and to enjoy. And I promise you this weekend, you won't be disappointed. As we move forward, we'll continue to prioritize economic development as a crucial pillar for the growth of our city. We will foster a business-friendly environment, providing resources, support for local entrepreneurs, and strengthen partnership with regional and national stakeholders to attract new business. What we need to understand as we move forward as a community is that youth of this city are the future of Stockton. And a lack of investment in our youth is unacceptable. Therefore, making investment in our youth, in our young people, a non-negotiable. The City of Stockton places youth programming and development at the top of our focus. We are working daily with community partners to improve a quality of life, increase literacy, develop the workforce, and expand youth programming. This year alone, we expanded our efforts and adjusted existing city programs to include youth-focused strategies and investments. Now, last year, I stood before you and I talked about the $4.3 million that I was able to advocate for on behalf of the city of Stockton through the Californians for All Workforce Development Program alongside the Big City Mayors Coalition, where the mayors from the 13th largest city got direct funding to our cities for youth programming and workforce development. And I'm proud to announce that in just 2 weeks, we will have an orientation event, a kickoff event, where over 300 students were going to be able to go to work in the city of Stockton and in partnership with community-based organizations and get paid upwards of $23 an hour right here in the city of Stockton, California. On May 2nd, we made a historic $2.086 million investment in youth services. This is funding that's going to be used and be allocated for those organizations in our community that are making a difference and they're investing in programming and strategies that impact our youth throughout the city of Stockton. By the end of this year, this funding will be directly supporting growth, development, and well-being for our youth in our great city. We're listening, Stockton, and we'll continue to be intentional about investing in the youth of the city of Stockton. Because investing in our youth, we are building a brighter and cultivating a brighter future for our city. Now, over the past year and a half, I've had the opportunity to visit over 56 schools and interact and engage with thousands of students throughout our city. Tonight, we have 60 students in attendance, representing each district that supports our young people in the city of Stockton. For those students that are here representing your schools and your districts, please stand up so we can acknowledge each and every one of you. Now, I want you to remain standing just for 1 minute because I want to talk to you. I want you to know the type of impact that you have on me, your mayor that's here to serve you. And I'll share this with you, is that no matter how challenging and no matter how difficult it could be to lead and deal with the politics in our community, and no matter how frustrated I can get at times, I'm gonna tell you that every moment and every time I visit one of your schools, and every time I look at each and every one of you in your eyes, I'm refreshed and I'm revived because I'm reminded this is what it's all about. It's all about you, and we love you. Now you can be seated. Thank you. We also have with us this afternoon the digital media team from Delta College in attendance. What? Representing in the back, I hear you. I see you. Let me tell you about the D Media team. I reached out to the D Media team for a partnership opportunity because I wanted to put my money, I wanted to put my mouth where my heart is, and I wanted to reach out to this community, and I want to engage these students because I felt like each and every one of them had something to give. And I'll tell you, we successfully partnered, and we launched a program. We launched a podcast partnership where we're dropping podcasts on a weekly basis that talk about the impact that the city of Stockton is making and getting a better understanding of the needs throughout our community. And the beautiful thing about this partnership is that the youth and these young people and young adults are leading the way 100%. So thank you, D Media team, for your vision with 209 Talk. Let's keep it going and let's expand it all throughout the 209. Stand up real quick so we can all give you a nice warm round of applause and acknowledge all of you. In closing, because I know it's getting hot, I think there might be a song, it's getting hot in here. We'll leave it at that. Listen, I encourage everyone listening in here under the sound of my voice or watching online to actively participate in shaping the future of our city. The strength of our community, the strength of Stockton, truly lies in its people to build a brighter, more prosperous, and inclusive Stockton for all. Together, we will continue to strive for progress, celebrate our successes, and overcome any obstacles that come our way. It's essential that we commit to pursuing unity through a shared vision and work tirelessly to make our city the best it could be, a city that is one Stockton. God bless each and every one of you, and God bless Stockton.
Thank you, Mayor. Rest assured that all of us present and all those online look forward to working to build a better and stronger Stockton, those of us in education, business, government, and nonprofit. I'm reminded of an African proverb that says, we can't do everything, but each of us can do something. Just want to give a couple of shout outs. Also, those who received the key to the city, please come back to the podium after. We'd love to have a photo of you. Thank you again to all those that made this day possible. Can we give Papa Pablo's a round of applause for their great service and for their staff providing a delicious lunch? Want to thank Gary Hansen and G-Force Productions for all the audiovisual and for the live streaming. Also, again, Port of Stockton for cleaning up the shed to look this awesome. Thank you. And last but not least, to the Chamber staff And I would just ask you, as you're making your way out, please thank those people at the sponsor booths. And listen, spend some time with them because you know you're going to be in a line trying to get off the port, okay? So have to say, please stop by Family Resource Center, learn what you can about 211, access to health, human services, and disaster recovery 24/7, 365 days a year. And of course, everything you need for childcare and business, okay? Also, United Way is featuring our fellow nonprofits and the economic impact that they're making. Thank all of you and have a lovely afternoon.